Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the raggedy son of Donald Trump, the one who is consistently the most miserable, the most broken, and the most, I guess, lost at the golf course. I don't know where this is. We never know where. He's at one of his dad's properties all the time.
Guys,
hold on.
Guys, pretty cool. Was
Oh my God, it's so loud. Fuck me.
watching the DJT rally this week.
The DJT rally this weekend. Because if I say father, it gets weird real quick.
Weekend, and I got the honorable mention.
Yes, that's how Trump describes you as a son. He's got his favorite, which is clearly Ivanka. Lately, Eric's been getting the actual professional duty of being the spokesperson against the... it didn't last long. It lasted about a week, but he was definitely the one they were sending out as the spokesperson. And then you got honorable mention. I think that's, yeah.
Talking about all the garbage we've been seeing out of Washington, all the lies, all the corruption. He's talking about, of course, the Russia hoax, right?
Right, totally. Which, the Mueller investigation did not say there was no collusion.
That went on for 5 years. Some of them are still pretending that it's true, and
It's still true. Yeah, I'm not pretending. It's still true. It's still true. You're pretending it doesn't bother you. You're pretending you don't think you dodged a bullet. Figuratively speaking, you know.
My father did the riff. It's nice to know that he cares. You know, he's a tough guy. He sort of treats me and anyone else around him sometimes like Hillary at the debates. You know what I mean? No one gets a free pass.
Your dad treats you like Hillary most of the time. He just say that again.
Corruption. He's talking about, of course, the Russia hoax, right? That went on for 5 years. Some of them are still pretending that it's true. And my father did the riff. It's nice to know that he cares. You know, he's a tough guy. He sort of treats me and anyone else around him sometimes like Hillary at the debates. You know what I mean? No one gets a free pass. No one gets the free ride.
Dude, you are literally at his properties. You literally live in your dad's buildings. Of course you get a free ride. Unless this is us finding out that Trump won't take Don anywhere. You can come, but you got to fly coach. I'm not. Who needs you?
And we're all better for it. So it was kind of...
Yeah, it's better. It's better when your dad treats you like he treated Hillary Clinton at the debate. So he just basically skulks around you like a creep. So he just kind of says shit like that when you're talking in the middle of while you're talking. He cuts you off and just kind of stands over your shoulder and lurks.
Cool, but he's 100% right talking about the corruption, talking about the insanity when the clowns of
the craziness that's going on and is happening right now.
The world, like Adam Schiff, can get up on the stage and say, Donald Trump Jr. committed treason. You know, minor details, a crime punishable by death. Ho-hum, just another Tuesday. Luckily, we're fighters. Luckily, we're used to it at this point, and we...
How are you fighters? Even figuratively fighting, this is silly.
Can handle it, and it only makes us want to...
We can handle it. We can handle it. You know how I handle it? I let my dad handle it for me. And I make Rumble videos. That's how I do it. I'm a fighter. So the way we fight in this family is we let my dad co-opt what was said about me and paraphrase something that wasn't actually said, and then attack me, someone else on my behalf to benefit himself. You know, because we're fighters.
Fight harder for our country and for our freedoms.
Yeah, I can tell. There's a flag in the background.
And all of the things that matter to us so much.
Golf, Saudis,
as Americans.
Cocaine.
So go check out this clip. It's always nice to see Dad, talking about it. Shows he cares, because there's times...
Has he got dip in his fucking lip? Or did he just have dental surgery? I'm going with dip.
Sometimes, we're just in that fight. Sometimes...
Because he he's like one of those guys who will dip just to feel connected to other people. Like he's pouching.
You miss it. So it's kind of awesome. Check it out. And by the way, take note of the size of the crowd. Check out this crowd versus Joe Biden's demonic speech, also in Pennsylvania. So similar, and Joe's home state. Even though he left there at the age of 9 or whatever it was.
Yeah. Working class people having to move.
Young. He still plays that up, right? Just because he's blue-collar Joe, and he's doing such a wonderful job for blue-collar Americans. Or
Yeah, he actually is.
at least that's what the press would have you believe.
It's also what the facts would have you believe, which, don't worry. I know you'll choose to believe something else.
We all see otherwise, right? The economy,
No.
according to them, is also thriving somehow, magically. I don't know. I don't see it myself, but check it out.
No, you're not doing well as a faux billionaire.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed the speech, and I'll probably have a couple other cuts from it because it was a doozy.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. Like my son Don, we covered this. I'm not doing it twice. Jesus Christ. Hold on one second. I want to. Let's see. I think there was another one of his without a Papa. Papa, can you hear me? Clip. Did he not? Does he not post them everywhere? Because I seem to see some on Twitter that don't like. Maybe they're private on his. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they're private on his Rumble page for a time or something. Or maybe it's just one we've covered before. Maybe that's it. Hold on one second. I'm taking. The only thing I can go by is what shirt he's wearing.
Didn't go to every party, didn't buy the coolest new toy chasing clout, but worked hard.
Oh, this is his one on. So these are like everyone's response. So this is, where is this? This is gotta be this shirt. You won't believe AOC's latest wow. Is this the one?
Hola, si
Hello.
tienes un medidor de energía como este en el
That's
costado
awesome.
de tu
Yeah, I
casa,
got solar.
puedes hacer
That's
que
a
corra
great
hacia
idea.
atrás y
Thank
recibir
you very much.
Guys, you're not going to be surprised at all.
How much I'm fucking coked out of my goddamn gourd. I am so racked up right now. Seriously. I was always questioning coffee enemas, but once you add meth.
About this, but everyone's favorite idiot in Congress, Alexander.
He had to look at the note. Everyone's favorite idiot in Congress. Who's everybody's favorite idiot?
Ocasio-Cortez.
He had to look twice. Just watch,
guys, you're not-
watch him pronounce the name and look to the left. Watch him glance to the left. Who are we talking about today? The dumbest person in the world, Donald Trump Jr. So that's there.
Be surprised at all about this, but everyone's favorite idiot in Congress, Alexandria Ocasio.
Like how can you not say AOC or Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez now without having to look at a note? She's nice, Anthony.
Cortez, AOC.
We're talking about AOL.com. She's the dumbest. Like, who actually uses that CD they mail you?
Said over the weekend that
those people who have swollen septums from cocaine use apparently
who oppose student loan forgiveness are selfish.
Okay. Selfish. How cruel of her. What a terrible word. She said the word selfish like it's a bad thing? Hasn't she read Ayn Rand?
Selfish. Those who would oppose having to pay off other people's debts, other ones that are selfish. A truck driver, a plumber.
Who got a grant to go to trade school and didn't accrue debt because of the grant they got free and clear
a mechanic who is paying off the
By the way, all of those people can still go to college in a lot of cases.
student loans of someone who perhaps went to Harvard Law School.
No, more than likely, we're talking about local universities for most of these folks. We're talking about $10,000 worth of debt for households making less than $125,000 for individuals, $250 for adults. I'm guessing you got, because it was means tested under Biden's plan, if you went to Harvard, unless you were like an inner city or rural kid who busted your fucking hump and went way over the line, good for you. You're not, if you went to Harvard, you're not getting any money shaved off your loan. And maybe that's what they're pissed about.
The most educated people in the world.
Like people go to Wharton Business School. Little bunny, fuck you. Little bunny, fuck you. Right.
Those guys are the
Those guys.
ones that are selfish. The blue collar worker.
The blue collar worker who got.
That maybe skipped going to college and started going to work, or those who went to college and paid their debts back, didn't go to every party, didn't buy the coolest new toy chasing clout.
Okay, fuck you. You were born a third generation rich kid, you prick. Stop pretending you're a part of the hero working class all the fucking sudden. None of the Trump kids would be successful if their grandfather hadn't started this company. None of the Trump kids would be successful if their dad had had them 8 years later, because he had already fucked up the company at that point. Jesus Christ.
But worked hard, saved, paid back their debts. Those are the ones that are selfish for not necessarily wanting to pay the gender studies major.
I think, ladies and gentlemen, if I may, just hold that pose there, Don. If you'll notice, the examples are always, have a tinge, if not a complete splotch of anti-trans specifically, or anti-LGBT to them. Mostly, if you'll notice, predicated on the feminine aspects of those things. So the idea is that the biggest problem with the loan forgiveness is that we're paying off the degrees that chicks get instead of working. Because men go and be plumbers and women study gender, and fuck you for making me put you through school. Ugh. Honestly, this is what mid-snort looks like.
The doctoral student in underwater basket weaving.
Okay, 80s joke reference. Underwater basket weaving has been around as a gag diploma since 84, at least 85.
All of these useless degrees, the ones that right off the bat will never be able to pay.
Yes, the majority of people who make $125,000 a year or less, or $250 or less, do not get those kind of degrees. Most of the people with student loan debt have about $26,000 in student loan debt. $10,000 in Pell Grant, about $16,000 in actual cash debt from the school itself. And if you're at that level monetarily, you are not getting education for education's sake type degrees. Those kind of degrees genuinely are upper class. They are the kind of things you get when your parents make $500,000 or more a year each. People with $26,000 worth of college debt did not get a gender studies degree. They studied biology, they studied life sciences, they might have at most gotten a psychology degree so that they could get a teacher's certificate, or that they could become a shrink, or they could work with underprivileged kids, or they could, eventually go on to be a fucking psychiatrist or something like that. That's the most non-physical degrees you see at that financial range. Most people who go to university and end up with $26,000 to $30,000 worth of debt and make less than 125 in their house or less than 250 in their total household while still living with their parents, or even when they're married later on, are getting functional degrees. They are not getting poetry degrees. That's not that poetry degrees aren't functional. Simmer down.
Them back, right? The ones where they're going to be in school for 10 years for a job or a degree that no one wants or needs.
Exactly my fucking point. If they can afford to stay in school for 10 years, they're more than likely, if they're in 10 years on a studies program, whether it's gender studies or fucking underwater basket weaving, that kind of, which by the way is really difficult. I'm just saying. That's something there's a trade school for that. I mean, it's got its own DeVry. You try it. I mean, never mind that your eyes sting because it has to be salt water. It's a thing with the reeds. I don't know.
Shockingly, they're not the selfish ones. The ones that signed on the loan. Remember, it's not good enough.
Again, I know there are people who don't make a lot of money who are making the same argument that he's making, but him making it undermines it more than anything else because he is a selfish, rich prick. He's a third generation rich kid. There is no Don Jr. without Don, and there is no Don without Fred. Period. End of story. There's no way that those tiers of the family make it fucking anywhere in the world if their dad hadn't, their grandfather hadn't created this.
Or the loan or the degree is not worth enough for them to pay it back themselves. But it's worth enough for you to pay it back for them, right? There's no checks and balances.
First of all, they're not paying it back. It's a portion of it. And it's means tested to a certain income bracket. It is so that people who may be the first in their family to get a college loan and have a harder time bracketing up out of that can handle it a little better. I'm for that if that makes more educated people in our populace across the board. Most people are. Nobody is saying that the government is going to or should give a full, anyways, in my argument circle, give a full ride to people who, got a $800,000 Harvard degree on the poetry of whippoorwills.
From the universities who keep jacking up their tuition, who come up with course loads like,
the guys that did it.
The fashion of Harry Styles. You've seen all of these ridiculous ones.
No, I haven't. What?
From the universities who keep jacking up their tuition, who come up with course loads like, the fashion of Harry Styles.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna love it because it's dumber than you even thought it. Here's the thing. This university is offering a course on Harry Styles, which sounds like something else entirely. I keep expecting to see like how to make a ghillie suit or the fashion of Wookiees. Now, where California? Probably right in Portland. Probably right in the Castro in San Francisco. That's what they're doing. Styles, brace yourself. A course on Harry Styles is coming. That's right. From spring 23, students at Texas State University. Yeah, that's right. Fucking Texas. Jesus Christ. What? It's official. I'm teaching the world's first ever university course on the work of Harry Styles. It's happened in 2023 at Texas University. See description. This is what tenure looks like. Let's go. So this Louis Dean Valencia is teaching class titled Harry Styles and the Culture, and the Cult of Celebrity, Identity, Internet, and the European Pop Culture. The course will explore how the British singer-songwriter's career intersects with gender and sexuality, race, class, nation, and globalism, media and fashion, fan culture, internet culture, and consumerism. According to Valencia, the course will not focus on Styles' private life, but on his art and public activism, films, literature, philosophy, and music. The course will also explore the 28-year-old's gender-neutral beauty line, Pleasing. When asked about his decision to launch the world's first university course on Harry Styles, Valencia admitted to being a big fan of the singer, you think? During the pandemic, I couldn't do my normal research for over a year because of restrictions. So I started to think of more about the world that influenced him, music, film, literature, and how he influenced the world. Since I've always studied youth culture, it felt natural to also study fan culture around him, just like any other great artist. I believe we can study and learn from his work. He added, in short, as a historian, I want the class to get... to really see how the world has changed in the last 12 years or so, but also how to put that into historical context through the lens of Harry Styles and how they can learn from his art, activism, and philosophy like any great artist. You've said that part. I honestly, he dresses like somebody who's guest hosting the Muppet Show. More universities are offering courses on prominent musical artists. Texas State University isn't the first university to offer a course on a prominent musical artist like Styles. Several months ago, New York University made headlines after announcing that it would be offering a course on Taylor Swift. The institute has a history of offering classes on prominent musical artists such as Beyonce, David Bowie, Stevie Wonder, and Prince. Cool. Again, this he's talking about. All right, let's see what his Twitter feed says about the content of it. Again, this is a Texas fucking university. Here it is. Okay, greetings from the Honors College. We want to confirm our plans to offer HON 3399Q, Harry Styles and the Cult of Celebrity in spring 2023. We received your preferred teaching times, days, and location. Did our very best to accommodate your request. 11 a.m., room lamp 501. If you have any questions concerning, okay, message is a high priority. Good for you. Identity, the internet, and European pop culture. Which, by the way, anybody who does who's looking into marketing, social media management, all that kind of stuff is going to take a class like this because it's modern and deals with how things are now, not fucking, typography from the fucking 60s or Chinese Maoist and Russian propaganda posters.
You've seen all of these ridiculous ones. It's the people.
Again, that's not ridiculous. If you're taking a marketing or like a cultural, that's part of your necessary credits, and you can tick one off, you might take that one if you're a fan.
Who paid it back? The people who lived within their means. The people who...
What the fuck do you know about living within your means? This is, again, AOC is talking about... I'm sorry, I have to check. AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Is that... clearly... is specifically talking about him. No wonder he's so fucking sensitive.
Responsible... Those are the selfish ones.
Those are the selfish ones. I wrote, those are the selfish ones on the piece of paper. It's right there. It's so fucking right there.
Guys, that is the Democrat Party today, right? AOC, one of the thought leaders, probably maybe the thought leader of the Democrat Party.
No, she's a contributor like a lot of different fucking people. That's like saying Manchin's the thought leader. Biden is the head of the party. If you got an issue, if you're, again, scooping around, there's a huge difference between going after something AOC says in the current state of the Democratic Party with the breadth of thought within the party versus looking at Matt Gaetz or Marjorie Taylor Greene, for fuck's sake, and what they're saying, and then pretending that Mitch McConnell is the outlier.
That is their logic. The people who are the most responsible should pay for those who are the least responsible.
No, the people who are the least responsible smoked their Pell Grant. Or snorted it, I guess. And didn't show up to class. But got the degree anyway because their dad helped.
Least responsible should be rewarded with benefits. Who cares? What's enough?
Again, what's the least responsible should be rewarded? Fucking hell.
$500 billion. They're saying up to $500 billion, although they didn't even know last week. They announced the plan. They're not really sure what it'll cost, but hey, we can buy some Democrat votes from the people who will constantly need us and who know that if they vote...
If you go... For the record, if this is such a turnoff for so many voters, then it's as much a risk in terms of getting votes as it is a benefit. To hear them talk, it's a fucking wash. And it isn't, because a vast majority of Republicans support this. It's just none of the fucking people are going to do it.
Democrat, they'll always have a place to come back to. They'll always have a trough to go to for someone else to take care of their mess. That's the Democrat Party today, guys, in 2022. And AOC thinks that you're selfish for disagreeing with it. Can't make it up.
Yeah, you could. It's just too boring.
Can't make it up.
Can't make it up. You know what I can't make up? Well, I can make up anything. I'm that kind of a genius. What I wouldn't bother to make up is the third generation rich kid asshole making coke money by doing Rumble videos, shitting on someone for calling people exactly like him selfish. Especially because he pals around with MTG and Matt Gaetz and all these other fuckers who got their PPP loans forgiven. Just the whole thing. I mean, no $10,000 of it. No, well, we'll do $10,000 on this end and $10,000 later. We'll knock $10,000 off the interest and call it a day. All of it gone. You can't make a clip. You can't. Nobody bothers to. Billionaire. We're supposed to believe billionaires. Maybe this is part of the marketing. Maybe the whole thing is like, he's so one of us, he has to shoot on his fucking phone and shut it off. You do realize you can turn on the camera and turn it off again with your Apple Watch, right? Oh, God. That's that. Holy shit.